All right, I think we're live. My name is Jamie J. I'm the host of Live with Bottleneck, also the founder and shareholder of Bottleneck Distant Assistance, where we try to help you stop the bottleneck in your business. So that's why we have Martha Krejci on today. Bear with me. We'll go ahead and get started and introduce you to Martha here. And we're going to be talking about how to reach the 96% of your people that aren't responding to your marketing. This is going to be absolutely amazing because I am personally challenged with that. And so this is going to be a great conversation. I can't wait. Let me go ahead and get this intro and introduce you to Martha. Hello. My name is Jamie J. I am your host today on Live with Bottleneck, where we help stop the bottleneck in your business and your life. I'm also the owner of Bottleneck Distant Assistance, and I am super excited and pumped today to introduce you to Martha Krejci. And we're going to be talking about how to reach the 96% of your people that aren't responding to your marketing. Has that ever happened to you? Are you wanting to find out ways that you can really get your message out there? Well, so do I. So I'm super pumped about this. And why, oh, why is Martha going to be able to help you stop the bottleneck in your business and your life? Let me tell you. So Martha Krejci is a high-vibing mama, wife, business coach, plus growth strategist, and social media marketing powerhouse who has taken the internet by storm. She's been featured in Fox, ABC, and CBS News, Oprah Magazine, Fast Company, Cosmopolitan, Shape, and Huffington Post, among other places. Holy cow. Martha's intuitive marketing expertise has helped her change the trajectory of her family's life in less than a year, using a strategy she teaches openly through courses, group coaching, and other tried and true resources. She now writes for Entrepreneur and Forbes magazine and is on the Forbes Business Council. From finding your passion to building a business from home that works. She teaches it all to anyone that's ready. She's an author, keynote speaker, and she's the founder and CEO of Martha Krejci Company. She's also the co-founder and president of the Home Business School. So I think this is kind of right up our alley. I know it's definitely right up my alley. So without any further ado, please allow me to introduce you to the one and only Martha Krejci. How are you?
Hey, so good. Thank you so much for having me on. This is going to be fun.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, we were just talking in what I deem the blue room, not the green room, because it's all blue. But you were so excited that you didn't really have a lot of meetings today, and I had to interrupt you to get a little one-on-one time here to kind of share your message with the others. So I wonder if we can kick things off. If you can quickly kind of introduce yourself and give us a little background on how you got to where you're at.
Yeah. So Martha Krejci, you've been pronouncing it fabulously. All of those consonants in one word, right? That's basically my background is on paper. I don't look like I should be successful. I had a great childhood, but I went to college, and I went to college for one semester, which is how I knew that I didn't want to go to college anymore. And then basically I just worked in restaurants for like 14 or 15 years. So holler to all of the restaurant people. You guys, if you feel like you are stuck and you work in restaurants right now, I am proof positive that you can make it out and that you can be an extreme success. I think that people that, and I'm taking a rabbit hole here, but I have to say it, people in the restaurant industry, that's a natural boot camp. Okay. You're good at anticipating people's needs. You can create businesses very easily. It's easy for you to be successful in business, period. So there's that. And then after being in the restaurant industry, I worked for GoDaddy for a little over 5 years, moved up into leadership there. And that's where I got my, my skills really sharpened in the digital world. And then from there, I just, I was at work one day and I got a video of my daughter taking her very first steps. And at that point, that's where I had to say bye to corporate America and make something happen, make something work from a home-based business perspective. I chose not to miss those points. Not that it's wrong for anybody else to miss them, but for me, it destroyed me to see that. And so I started working from home and I was like, I've got to make something happen here. I choose to, I have to. And that was 2016. And now we are where we are today, making a good amount of money from home and teaching other people how to.
That's fantastic. Kind of good timing on your part. Maybe the silver linings from all the, forgive me, the crap that happened,
Yeah.
We're approaching what, 2-year mark pretty soon, I would imagine, right around there, kind of.
Oh, yeah. For 2016, we're going on 7 years now.
Right. But with the COVID-19 stuff.
The crud. I get it. Yes.
Yeah. The crud. So yeah, good kudos on you for doing that. So I'm really excited to kind of dive into this. And by the way, I'm a college dropout. I went into corporate America. I was in corporate America for 12 years. It took me 11 years to figure out how to get out. But I love the fact that you said, it wasn't for you, but kudos to those people that, it's a good fit for. I was the same way. Yeah. I just needed to kind of do something on my own. Now, I have not seen the success you had in such a short amount of time. It took me a while. I'm a little bit slower than most, but I've been out on my own since 2006. So I absolutely love this. I've been working from home since then. And one of my friends told me, he said, Jamie, you've been social distancing before social distancing was a thing. And I got a kick out of that. But I've learned a lot, and I'm excited to hear what it is that you can do to help people, and specifically with regards to their marketing. I really want to get into that because we're challenged here with that.
Yeah.
Right. So
everybody is.
Yeah. So what are some of the tips and strategies maybe you can start out sharing with somebody that is maybe just out on their own, or is maybe struggling to, get some clients going, or what are some of those tips?
Yeah. Well, the very first thing, and then we're going to get into the 96%, but the very first thing is that you have to know who your people are. And this is it. I feel like people just roll their eyes whenever they hear people say, well, who's your avatar? Who's your person? Who are you talking to? And everybody that's newer in business, or that hasn't scaled to the point that they want to, they hear that. And then they say like, oh, okay, whatever. And it's like they skip over that part. And then they focus on, well, how can I make money from people? That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to make money. That's my focus. But you guys, like, if you don't really pay attention to who the person is that you're helping, you cannot make money. Like, you just won't be able to do it. Like, do not pass go, do not collect $200, right? Like you are unable. And so you really need to focus on who your person is. And I have a little sort of thing that I do, an activity that I do with people, which I'll just do super quick here. If you have a, what is this, paper? If you have a notebook, go ahead and turn it sideways, landscape wise, right? And make a line on it and put a little arrow at the end of the line. The line, you guys, represents your life thus far. The arrow means that there's more. So far in your life, I want you to think about the different times that you really felt like you could use somebody's help to get you through something. So every time that you felt like your back was against the wall, every time that you felt stuck, and you're like, man, if only I had somebody, basically, if somebody could just guide me, or if somebody could just grab my hand and walk me through this part of my life, then I'd be off to the races. But I am so stuck right now. Basically, those times that you spent until 2 or 3 in the morning on Google researching how to move on from where you're at. We've all had those moments. What were those times for you, right? And so you go ahead and put a little hash mark on that life, that your life so far, about those different times, and label them so you can, remember what they were. And then whenever you're done doing that, what you do is you kind of go up 30,000 feet, not literally, figuratively, go up 30,000 feet and look at this timeline. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick a version of yourself that you are going to serve, because nobody knows you like you. And that version of you exists all over the world. Like there are so many people that go through the same things as other people, but we all just go through our lives with these like blinders on, pretending that we're the only ones going through things, when in reality, it is the cornerstone of good business to go back to something that we have gone through and then be able to help somebody else get through the same fire, so to speak. Yeah. And so that's point one.
Well, that's what's nice is I talk to a lot of people and they talk in generalities a lot. I appreciate the specifics. And I also appreciate the 30,000 foot view as well, perspective, because I think you have to take a little bit of a kind of a note. I'm a huge systems and processes freak. I love documenting stuff and making sure that, we can do the same thing. It really helps with scalability, but also helps with, like the direction you're going and how something is done. It helps to establish baselines. And I think maybe what you were talking about is when you get a snapshot of a 30,000 foot view, you kind of get a snapshot of a baseline and these different parts of your life. What did you do to either overcome an obstacle or go around it? Or how did you reinvent yourself? And what you said about people being unique to them based on their experiences, although their experiences have been shared by others, I'm sure, but no one has had the same life that they've specifically had. Right. So how do they deal with overcoming that? Thank you for sharing that. I think that's awesome. Yeah. I think this is a great segue into figuring out, now that we understand, we have to know what our avatar is. And that's a challenge we have right now. I have an advisory board meeting next Thursday, and that's our main topic we're going to be talking about. I want to really figure out, how am I supposed to talk to that person? And I say it but I know so many other people that are having the same challenges with their messaging. And I think that probably has a lot to do with how you're reaching out to this 96% of the people that aren't responding to you. Yeah. So I wonder if maybe we could touch on that.
I would love to. So this is where I really geek out. I also love systems and processes, by the way. I'm a systems girl all day long. Love them.
Yes.
Yeah. Data and systems. You give me data and systems and I am just in my happy place. Oh, so, because without data, I mean, what are we even doing,
How do you make a decision?
Right. Just guessing. Like, maybe this will work. No, it won't, because you're guessing. So basically what we need to look at first is the 4%. So the 96% we're going to, by proxy, be able to address here in a second. But who are the 4% that are reacting and are actually responding? And when I say the 4% of the people that are responding to your marketing, I'm not just saying responding. The 4% are the people that are actually doing the thing you want them to do. So they're joining your stuff, or they're hiring you, or they're buying something. They're taking action in a way that you're asking them to take action, right? And what this comes down to is it's basically buying psychology. And so whenever we get into buying we're really about to geek out here for a second. So buying psychology, let's go. So buying psychology is going to be about why a person is the way that they are, and then what are their buying triggers, right? And so there are 4 different buying psychology types, right? And one of them is okay, let me say this. There are 4 different types. And then there are also, within those 4 different types, there are 4 codes for each type. And I'm not going to get all the way into this, but basically it breaks down to, you are one type, like the types of buying psychology that you have are situated in one way where you are basically your own 4%. I'll just say that. That's going to make more sense than anything else. You are your own 4%. So the people that you are speaking to are precisely the way that you are. And that's why they can take action on the thing that you are suggesting to them, because they're exactly like you. Let me break down the 4 different types so you can understand a little bit more.
Awesome.
One type is a blueprint. Okay. So blueprints really enjoy systems and processes. Blueprints are the things that are their buying triggers, are things that make them feel safe, make them feel like they're making that their safety comes from regimented rules and systems and processes. That's a blueprint for you. So typically, like, their workspace is going to be really organized. A person with a blueprint as the first one, their space is going to be really organized, and you're going to hear, they'll even say the words blueprint. They'll say those words to you, and you'll hear them say things like, this person isn't going by the rules. Or if you're driving with them on the highway, they're going to go the speed limit. There's rules. And when people aren't going the speed limit, it's going to mess with them. It's going to tick them off because they're not following the rules. Like that's when somebody is a blueprint first and foremost, which I am not. I have blueprint in me, but everybody does. But we'll talk about that in a second. But a blueprint first and foremost is going to be rules, systems, processes, rules. That's their thing. The second type is an action. Okay. So an action is like, it's what my first code is an action. And basically we are like, I'm going to do it right now. I'm not going to ask any questions. If I'm ready to go, I'm just going to go. Like, these are the people that, so, whenever you see people on sales pages or within a sales funnel, they're like, I'm buying this, I'm buying this, I'm buying this, they're the rapid fire buyers. I'm going to buy all of the things. Like, I'm notorious for buying things that aren't even on sale anymore, because I find funnels online and I buy into stuff that, like, people didn't even know were still available. So, that's an action. Like, they're just going to go. Those are the kind of people that, sometimes, I'm not really this way, but sometimes actions like VIP status, they'll pay extra for tickets and stuff like that because they want to be seen and they want that VIP stuff. They want to get the selfies with the people. Like, that's an action person. But an action person is really like, if we were to look at a box, like, blueprints they live their lives inside of a box. The actions, like, there is no box. The box is like miles away. There is just, everything is outside of the box. Everything is creative thinking, and they're your visionaries. Your actions are your visionaries. They're going to see things that don't yet exist. Okay. So that's the second one. Third one are your nurturers, which you can imagine. Those are your heart-centered people. They are the people that just want to help. So a lot of entrepreneurs are nurturers. And the beauty of it is that nurturers make the best business owners because they actually give a rip about people. But they're not the actions, so they don't think that they're like the business owner type. They don't think, because there's this grand narrative of what business owners are like. And nurturers don't fit in that box. So nurturers are more about, let me create business to be able to help people, which is kind of what my whole business is around, is show it, because nurturing is my second. My action and my nurture are equal, and it's my first and second. So I'm as much action as I am nurturing. So basically what that means, if we were to now learn about the codes a bit, and I'll go into the other ones, is that I lead with action, and then it's also equal with nurture, which means that I am like, go, 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 let's do this thing right now, because people need to be better, because I want for families to be put back together again, because of the things that matter to me, that heart-centered stuff. Yeah. That's the nurturing side. Okay. So that's the third code. Fourth code is knowledge. These people cannot be sold. Okay. They're going to sell themselves. You cannot sell a knowledge person. They need to ask many, 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 many questions And then they're going to ask many, many, many more questions. They need data. They need statistics. They need to know other people's testimonials. If you give a knowledge person like a pie chart or data, you need to tell them where it came from. They're going to ask you where that data came from and why this is proof. Like they're very, very, very focused on data and knowledge. And you cannot sell them because they need to go through all of the information and exhaust it, because their main thing behind their buying triggers, their main thing is that they do not want to make a wrong decision. It's all focused around the fact that they do not want to make a wrong decision. A nurturer, their buying triggers are around community and doing good things for the world. Okay. Blueprint is all around safety and security, and an action is all around just doing what they want to do. Like they need to be able to do their own thing. Right. And
Right.
so those are the 4 different types. And then everybody has all 4 types within them. It's just, what is the measure of the different types, right? Were you going to say something?
Well, yeah, no, I was going to say, because you talked about action. If there's a box, I don't know it exists.
Yes.
I'm there. That I came up with ESS, entrepreneurial squirrel syndrome, right? Like I am like the epitome of ESS. But then nurturing, I'm huge in culture. I love culture. I want to make sure that people have a voice and all of that. But I also have a lot of ideas. I have so many ideas, but I don't have detail. I'm very challenged when it comes to detail, and especially follow up. So it's really good to have people to support you in those areas. But yeah, I get that you can kind of have a little bit of these.
Yeah.
I make a lot of decisions where I probably should have more knowledge, but I just don't. But I understand exactly how each one of those fit in. It's an incredible way of breaking it down. I've never really thought about it like that.
It's great for team building, because what you lack, you need to be able to bring up in your team. And we'll go into a sales capacity here in a second to really bring it home. But from a team building perspective, my blueprint, which is the systems processes, although I love systems and processes, it's my last code. It's what I'm least of. Of all the 4, it's what I'm least of. And so for systems and processes, don't you know, my entire executive team has blueprint either in their first or second. So as they all can support me and my lack of that, by I can be a visionary and say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. Now you guys go make it happen. And then they can go actually get the data, the spreadsheets. They all geek out on spreadsheets, but they all just want a spreadsheet for everything. But it's great because they're all teammates with each other, and they all can speak each other's language. And because a buying sign or a buying trigger isn't just about money. It's about buy-in also. So they can buy in with each other, and they can feel like a good team with each other because they're speaking literally the same language as each other. So whenever we speak to the sales part of it, so how are you going to, so I said all of this stuff, and that's cool, like it's interesting stuff, right? But how do you actually utilize it to be able to have more sales in your business? Well, here is the thing. My friends have made an AI tool. Okay. It's a freaking AI tool that you can put your own, like if you're doing a social media post, actually, let me do the more dynamic one first. If somebody emails you and it's going to be a future client, or if they message you or something, what you can do is you can copy and paste their message to you into this tool. It looks like a Word doc. And then you click on a button that says decode. It's going to decode the code of the person you're talking to. When you can, yes. When you can speak, I like when people get it.
So I have one quick question. Please don't lose that spot, and I don't want to lose my thought.
You're good.
So when you have these different types, the action, the blueprint, and the knowledge and nurturers,
yeah,
do you in creating a funnel or
Uh-huh.
something when you're talking to them, do you have 4 different funnels?
You also can categorize in your email marketing, and you can have a different version of an email that goes out to every person, because a knowledge person is going to want all that data up front. An action person, you could just tell them what to buy and just send it to them, and they're going to be like, yes, I will get that thing. And then a blueprint's going to be like, okay, I have the systems and processes that you need. Here's how it goes. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Here's what you're going to do. The first step, you're going to click on this link. Second step, you're going to blah, blah, blah. Third step, and that's going to be a blueprint email. A knowledge email is going to have all the data and everything. And then it's going to say, let me know when you're ready for the link, and have them respond to you. Do you see like how you work within the personalities? And a nurturer, you just go about the community and the actual impact of what you're doing, and give them the link and that sort of thing. Yes. So you everything in my business is built around this. And I have like a signature program where I teach people how to grow multiple income streams from home in 5 to 10 hours a week, yada, yada. But every single student in my program, thousands, have taken this test. There's a test online you can do too. Have taken this test. We got the results of the test. And so we put them in mini group coachings, mini groups for them to be able to have their own coach that has the same lead code as them, that can help coach them through the program exactly the way they need to be coached through the program. It's game changing. Absolutely game changing.
So absolutely. So I think our just from this conversation, I already know that we are completely messing up and in our messaging, because it was too general, right? It's
That's
too
it.
general.
Everybody's this.
And so we're coming up with this cool tool for like this automated sales process.
Yeah.
Well, I've just now learned that's only going to be effective for the action takers,
which are actually not that many people. Strange thing. You have more nurturers. There are more nurturers in the world than there are action takers as a first code.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. So now that you understand kind of these 4 types, now that we also understand you need to speak with them or talk with them with a little bit of a different kind of voice message, I guess. How do you kind of go, how long is this coaching, number 1, for people to kind of grasp this? And we're in the middle of writing our nurturing sequences right now. Kind of ironic, they're called nurturing sequences, but we need to write 4 of them.
Yeah. So first of all, it's very, very easy. This AI tool that I'm talking about, it actually, whenever you decode, so you'll if you were to take somebody's message to you and you plop it in and you decode, it'll say, okay, well, this is the code of the person you're talking to. And so then you can respond, and then you can type out what your response would be and decode that. And here's the deal. It will tell you if you're on or off in what you're responding with. So that's, and you can do that with any, it doesn't need to just be a response. You can also just use it as a clean Word doc and write in an email, say the first, in this case, the first email of the email nurturing sequence. Say you're wanting to get the attention of the action takers. Okay. And so you write that email out that you think is going to get the attention of the action takers. And then you're going to click on decode. And if A isn't, 80 or 90%, then you need to keep adding action terms in there. And there's a little tab to the side that's going to tell you what you need to do to add action terms in there.
So what's this tool?
Crazy. Oh man, I have a link for it. It is Martha. Okay, I'm going to give you the link. I'm sorry, I didn't give it to you ahead of time. This looks very unprofessional, but you guys that are watching, it's me and not him. The link is HTTP, yada, yada. marthakrejci.com/explore. And so everybody that's watching this right now, if you go to that and you use the code bank, BANK, you'll get it for $1 for the first month. And then after that, it's just $99 a month, which I think you and I can both agree is worth it to be able to use that tool. We use it every single day. What's that?
BANK, you said?
Yep. Oh, Martha E. Krejci, KREJC.
Oh, I misspelled it.
No, you had it. You were perfect. This was totally on the fly. Sorry, guys.
No. All right, let's go. There we go. Martha E. Krejci. And you know what I'll do is I'll also post that down in the comments so people can just click on it. Unfortunately, you can't click on this one, but I'll leave.
Oh, and I don't think it's an S either. The HTTPS, I think it's HTTP. Just so you know, it's a forwarding forwarding domain.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll just do this. There we go. Now I think I got it right. Just go with that.
Just take it out. There you go.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool because I've just come across another tool. I think it was called Jasper or something like that.
Yes, I use Jasper too.
Do you? I'm kind of fascinated with it. Yeah, it's pretty neat seeing this technology that's coming out and anything that can help you out. Holy cow!
Jasper's insane. Jasper has come a long way, but it's absolute insanity. I did a video on YouTube about it this morning and yesterday morning of different things you could do, like a social media post. I showed people how to do a social media post with Jasper. It's stupefying. The info that I put in was like, I took a little video of Nora and her dad walking into a country store because there's a daddy-daughter dance on Friday and it's cowboy themed, and my husband is not a cowboy, but we just got him a Stetson, by the way, but he is now. So I got him walking into the store, and I was like, I just put in the content, daddy-daughter dance, picking up clothes at the cowboy store or something like that, and it came up with the most boss Instagram captions for the photo ever. Like they're so good. We don't have to think anymore is the thing.
No, yeah, it's crazy, right? Well, I even like it. You could put like, you want to be funny or you want to be serious or you
witty.
Want to be
It can make you witty, guys. Like it's so good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so we have these 4 types. We kind of know who they are. We understand that we have to speak to them a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. How do you now attract the 96% based on the 4% we kind of know? We've got some data there. We're finding out what the pain points are. We're finding out where friction points are within our own processes. Yeah. And so we can kind of maybe leverage that. But how do we get out to that 96%?
You literally just speak to them. So there are 2 different ways that I do it. One way is that I will put all 4 personality codes in one post or in one email. So I'll make sure I hit all of them in one email. But whenever you're doing that, or in one post, when you're doing that, make sure you put action first, because they're the ones that are like too long, didn't read. So they're out of there if it hasn't hit them yet. And so that's one way that I do it. So I'll do the action stuff, saying, hey, limited time, got to get this now, won't be available tomorrow. That's going to be an action person. They're like, whoop, what?
Scarcity.
Yeah, exactly. And the curiosity. So like a hook is built for an action anyway, right? And so there's that. And then, so the blueprint stuff that they need to hear systems, processes, and steps. That's all so if you even say the concept, step 1, step 2, step 3, you've addressed blueprints. And then the knowledge is you just want to put some data in there, right? Some real actual data, and say where it was cited from.
Source it.
Exactly. So, 95% of blah, 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 as found by, and then source. And then
Martha's article in Forbes.
Yes, right. Yeah. And then the last one is the nurturers, right? So just make sure that they understand that this is impactful, that this is the way that the way that I talk a lot, and this is just the way that I talk, but I'm very mission driven. And I think that a lot of us really, like when you look at Simon Sinek and you start with why, he's talking about being mission driven. And I think that all humans, in a very core cellular way almost, we're kind of mission driven by nature. And so to really just get to that mission driven place within you and to be able to start working within that narrative. So why do you do what you do? So me and my husband want to put families back together again. We want to make sure that mom and dad can spend time with their kids so we can start lowering, what we see in this trajectory in the world of kids taking their lives and things that are happening in the world, because we think that it's because we're not spending enough time with them. We're not present. We're not, there's a disconnect in the family unit that's happening. And so we're putting families back together again. It's our main goal. And so that alone, you're talking about impact and mission. And so that's going to get nurturers on board with you all day long, because they're like, yeah, let's do that. And so you just, to be able to speak to them, you just have to speak their actual language. And,
if this is correct, your little line with the arrow, that showed me that you're pretty mission driven, because you're taking a look at it, and that's kind of your why. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's how you change it. That's how you wake up the 96% that are just scrolling through right now. You shake them out of their slumber by speaking directly to them, because nobody is speaking directly to them right now. They're not.
So I have a question. This is one of the biggest challenges I think that are faced by most, with the understanding of what we just talked about.
Yeah.
And I'll review it right at the end as well. But with what we just talked about, constructing our messages, and being able to talk to them, how do we know what industries to go after, or where we're trying to find these people? You can identify maybe what voice you need, right? And maybe 4 voices, 4 types, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But how do you know, because you can't be everything to everybody.
Exactly. And
you big brands. Yes, of course. The big brands, but they're already established. For everybody, and especially with all the people that are working remotely now, with not a big following, how do we even start? How do we know what to do?
You're going to love this. I already told you. It's that hash line that you pick. That's who you talk to. You talk to you then. And so for me, on my hash line, I talk to the mom in corporate America sitting in the carpeted cubicle that smells like the 60s. And she may or may not have actually just gotten a video of her daughter taking her first steps. But if anything, she's afraid of it. She's afraid that that's going to happen. So that's who I speak to. That's my person.
It doesn't really matter the industry necessarily. No. You're talking to that type.
Exactly.
Person.
Yep. Yep.
And so that shows 2 things with me. Number one, it's going to position you as a leader, because you're talking the same language. So they say, when they start, because you've seen me, I've been shaking my head up and down. I'm like, yes, right? And all of a sudden, holy cow, I'm going to listen to what Martha has to say, because she's saying everything. Yeah, that's exactly right. I didn't want to miss the first steps. And oh my gosh, and look at this place. It's terrible. I need out of here. I need Martha, right? I get that kind of thing now, because you're looking at where you were in the past, and you're basically just retelling that story.
Exactly. And then the only thing that you change to be able to bring in all of the types of people, because there's many types of moms, some are blueprints, some are knowledges, some are nurturers, some are actions. There are many types of moms. So all that I do is I change the extra stuff that I add in there, the steps and the hook and the impact and the knowledge, like adding my stats and stuff like that. I'm talking to the same person, but I'm just giving them different details.
So you start off. So I was just, because I'm thinking, okay, now how I have one homepage. What is that going to? So in essence, you can create, a bit of a video. And you start off with the action, but you can nail it all in one video.
Yep.
And then you can go into the nurture, and you can go into the, you know, the knowledge, and the knowledge is where the stats and stuff come in. They're a little bit longer form, but the action is right at the beginning.
I'd go action, knowledge, blueprint, nurture. Nurture will stick around anyway. They'll be there. It doesn't matter. But action, knowledge, because knowledge needs to hear that stuff or else they're kind of out too. And then blueprint. So easy. It's like hook. It could all happen in a 3-minute video. So hook, and then the percentage of something, data, you know, this many people are doing it wrong, or this many people are failing, or whatever. Because failing, you know how carrot and a whip is more, I'm not going to get into all that. Anyway, so, but so the action, the knowledge with the percentage of people doing it wrong, or why they're failing, or whatever it is that you help them do. And then blueprint, here's the steps I'm going to walk you through. Whenever you join, it's going to be like this: step 1, step 2, step 3. That person now feels safe. And then the nurturer will say, and then whenever you come in, you're going to have a community of people that are just like you. We're all doing the same thing. We're all helping each other out, yada, yada, yada. And then call to action. Cheers.
So I'm hopefully taking a pause here with anybody else who would choose to watch this and just kind of take a little bit of that in. I think it's really important to take a moment and realize how powerful what it is that you just said, because you basically broke down in the matter of, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is, 40 minutes now, holy cow, how to kind of build your business.
Ain't that hard. Yeah.
It's not that hard when you have someone that explains it as easy as you have.
Thank you.
So many, me included, have done so much more and thought through so much more without just knowing. So that's a testament to you and how fast you've built your business just since 2016. Congrats. I mean, that's fantastic. Well, I didn't even realize how quickly the time has flown by here. So out of respect for your time, we can wrap up today, but is there anything else that you'd like to kind of touch on before we wrap?
I think that's it. I don't want to add anything else, because that's where we move into overwhelm. Yep. I think this is good, and just sitting with this and really actually taking action with it, right? And doing something with this information, because you can look at this information as though it's parlor tricks and do nothing with it and just be like, that was really cool. Or you could change your entire world. And yep. My challenge to you is to let your world change with it.
Oh, I absolutely love that. So how do people get in touch with you?
Well, livinthedreamwithmartha.com is my website. So that's my hub for all things. There's a contact page there too. But really, I have, I'm on all the social media, and it's at the Martha Krejci. And I do not believe I'm royalty. It's just, there's literally another Martha Krejci. So I had to put the, and then I have a group on Facebook, if you guys want. It's called Families Creating Legacies with Martha Krejci. Again, my focus is families. So
I love that. I love that. Fantastic. And good for you for finding out what your why is. I think that's important. We just went through this exercise with our entire team last week. And I really love Simon Sinek and what he talks about. So, I mean, I have a 5-page written why.
Oh, I love that.
And it really helped clarify why we were doing. And if I can say one quick thing, and I've told other people this story, but I got into this business because I thought, wow, this could be pretty profitable. I could do all right here. And that's the mentality that I had, especially coming from corporate America. Everything's like close, sell, yep. dollar, quota. Yeah. And I'm so glad that I'm out of there. For me, by the way, yeah. For those of you that are in it, good for you. Kudos. For me, I'm just glad I'm out. But I got a call on Saturday, I don't know, 2 years ago or something like that, from a client. And I said, what? First of all, what are you calling me on a Saturday for? I almost didn't answer the call. He goes, well, I just want to let you know they had hired an assistant from us. And he said, this is the first time in like 2 or 3 years. And he had a fairly good company. I mean, it's a couple $1 million company. And he said, this is the first Saturday I've taken off since I started my business.
Oh, wow.
And I just want to say thank you. And then the phone rustles away, and his wife said, Jamie, thank you for giving me my husband back.
Oh,
At that very moment, I found out the why,
yeah.
the impact. And I
Yeah.
wish I could get that message out to more people and get that feeling. Because, like, I said, what are you going to do? Well, we're going to go out to dinner and we're going to watch a movie. Now, all of a sudden, like, from that conversation, I coined the ripple effect, because now they're going out. He's spending his hard-earned income on another business where they're able to generate more income to support more families, you
Yeah.
know, and he's getting to spend time with. It just blew my mind when we talk
Ugh,
about whys, right?
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, a little sidetrack there, but
Oh, I
what
love
you're
it.
talking about in what you're doing can help people do what they want to do. In your case, helping more families.
Yeah.
You know, it's not work-life balance. It's your life balance.
Yeah.
And as long as you can figure out your why, I think you're right there. So, Martha, thank you for sharing your wisdom with us today.
Oh man, thanks for having me on. I love doing this stuff, and I also love your authenticity and your transparency in all of this. Like, you're a fantastic dude. Like, I like having met you.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I thank you again for taking your time. Can you hold on just for a second? I'll go ahead and wrap up out of respect for your time there,
Okay.
and then meet you right back in the blue room after we're done.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, holy crap. I have all these ideas just going crazy right now. And so I'm sorry if I seemed a little distracted there, but I have so many cool ideas. Thank you. Thank you, Martha Krejci. Martha is a author, keynote speaker. She's the founder and CEO of Martha Krejci Company, also co-founder and president of the Home Business School. I cannot recommend enough reaching out to her. Go visit her website. I'm absolutely blown away. I just think it's fantastic. You can go to livinthedreamwithmartha.com to learn more. She's on all the social medias, obviously. And we talked about you have to know who you're talking to. Who is your avatar? Who is your avatar? Your best client. And we found out you can find out who that is by the 4 types. Number 1, blueprints. Number 2, action. Number 3, nurtures. And number 4, knowledge. And then we talked about the AI tool to kind of figure out, to help you with the messaging and talk to them. If you're like me, I suck as a writer, but this tool may help you out, and so that you can write to these kind of people. And you go to marthakrejci.com/explore and use the code BANK to get a bit of a discount there. So again, thank you so much to Martha for joining us today and sharing amazing value. I just want to let everybody know, if you want to get more information or see other videos that will help you stop the bottleneck in your business, you can go to Bottleneck.Online/BTV. You can also go and buy my book, Quit Repeating Yourself, How Today's Leaders Are Using Systems and Processes to Grow Their Business the Right Way. And I think, too, Martha has a book here. I think she has a book. Yeah, there it is. But Home-Based Revolution. Go to marthasbook.com. I forgot to mention that earlier. So go check that out. So you can get 2 books today. Holy cow. Other than that, I think we're getting pretty close. If you missed my conversation with Iman Bradwell, she's the founder of Dubai's Daughter. We talked about business etiquette. She's amazing. She's helping teenagers learn how to be more effective, 15 to 17-year-olds effectively, on how to have a better business etiquette. So as they enter the business world, they kind of know what they're doing. I thought that was pretty cool. And coming soon to your earbuds, disrupt the market and wipe out the competition by setting priorities and staying laser focused on achieving your goals. We're going to be talking to President Jonathan Goldhelm next Wednesday, May 4th, and that's 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Again, thank you so much for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a fantastic day. And don't forget, create your own ripple. All right. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. And thanks so much.
you.